Hey, what's up everyone? My name is Jeff, and today we're going to have some fun playing Magic. And today we're playing a Cyclone control deck. So right now, as meta is starting to actually settle in and we kind of know what cards are being played the most and what is really interesting and fun, what all that kind of stuff, we get to have a chance to see ways to actually answer all of the decks that are starting to settle into meta. And so this is a chance to try to counter some of what's going on right now. I'm going to try out Battle of Frost and Fire and Cyclone Summoner to answer most of the problems and threats that are in the format right now. Battle of Frost and Fire does 4 damage to each creature, non-giant creature, and each planeswalker. And right now there are tons of tokens everywhere. This doesn't kill the Wrenn and 7 token, but it does kill Wrenn and 7 himself and can be a pretty awesome spell. And then we also have Cyclone Summoner itself, which just bounces everything except for wizards and giants, and it's all non-land permanents except for giants and wizards. And so it is pretty sweet. It can bounce a lot of things, make it like reduce the value of a lot of people's boards by quite a lot here. And so I'm excited to see how well Cyclone Summoner works. I think it can also be an issue against things like Esca's Chariot every once in a while, where it'll give them a chance to play it again, bounce it back again, all that kind of stuff. But if it lets us go to late game and lets us do Magma Opus shenanigans and all these other things, I'm thinking it's going to help us get to the win. We have some permanents that won't get bounced by our Cyclone Summoner. Cosima. At the beginning of our upkeep, we can exile it, so we can already have it go away when we know we're going to be playing our Cyclone Summoner that turn. If we accidentally miss it and we don't do it on the same turn or whatever, it's fine. We can have it bounce back to hand, and I'm okay playing this one out again. Rune of Flight as a way to draw some extra cards is something I thought was kind of fun. I was thinking, I like Battle of Frost and Fire here in Cyclone Summoner because the cool thing is that we can hit the 5 mana Battle of Frost and Fire on turn 5, turn 6, and then we can try to get to Cyclone Summoner and bounce it back to hand as well. So same type of thing with Rune of Flight. It enchants just any permanents. We can put it onto one of our lands. We can put it onto a Cosima if we want to, or the Cyclone Summoner. And so we have the ability to fly, but it also just draws cards for us. And if ever we do get to Cyclone Summoner, which is the main game plan of this deck, is get to Cyclone Summoner, then we get to bounce them back to hand and have more draw spells again. And so not as good as Consider for sure, but they can be better in the late game. And that's kind of the idea here. We're going to try it out. We have Expressive Iteration. We have Cathartic Pyre, some counter spells that saw it coming, Prismari Command, and then our Magma Opus kind of ramp us up to our summoner with Prismari Command, and also just try to dig through everything, eventually be a really good threat in the late game. And that is basically the deck. So let's see how it does for us. Wish me luck, and here we go. Up against Jump Mario, and on the draw with turn 3 spells isn't the best, but Cosima is a pretty good blocker. I like our mana base here, that I can get down both these guys on turn 1, turn 2. And so we'll try this one out. Hive, Eye Twitch, Island. All right, land is nice. We do have some ramp towards a summoner as well, potentially. Ugh. Snarl. Snarl can be nice. Pass the turn. At least we're finding our lands, which is nice here. Down to 17. Snarl. Reveal a mountain. Do I want to try killing these guys? If they're playing Eye Twitches, they definitely are playing ways to sacrifice them and do all that kind of stuff. Rune of Flight, just to draw us a card here, isn't the worst play. I think Cosima could potentially die, but it is a good way to go. We already have 2 lands. We can try to draw more cards. Should be fine. So down to 16. We are going to go ahead and take action with this. We don't want them to be able to learn. Finding a counterspell is super good. So take action, Voyage counter, pass the turn. We're gonna die to these Eye Twitches. it's happening. All right, down to 14. And let's Prismari Command. What am I trying to do here? I think it's just to deal damage, create a treasure. Do we kill one of these Eye Twitches? They don't really know what we have, and so I can give them something without very much information. I suppose that's okay way to go. They get to learn. I'm not terribly like, all of the lesson cards are pretty bad in general. The environmental sciences, we did show them that we have our Cosima, so that's one thing as well. But now we're a little bit closer to the Cyclone Summoner. All right, so play out an island. Do I want this yet? I don't have another land, really. I can kind of keep playing it slow and be just fine. Having a threat on board, though, could be good. But let's go ahead and draw more cards with it. Pass the turn. Actually, let's see here. I could also Rune of Flight. Yeah, let's go ahead and do this. Onto... which one here? We'll go on the Storm Giants. I actually really like this Rune of Flight onto these creature lands. I'm really excited to see if that works out for me, how I'm thinking it will. I mean, it will get flying if it's on this permanent. It's enchanted to the permanent. If it becomes a creature, it will give it flying. But I'm interested to see if it actually is good. All right, I Twitch. With Cyclone Summoner, I really feel like it has the chance to, be able to draw extra cards, give these guys flying every once in a while, do some fun stuff. It is a 2-mana spell though. What are they killing? All they're killing is either the treasure or this. They're getting ramp out of it as well. They're also checking to see if we have counter spells. Go ahead. If you want to kill my treasure for this, I'm kind of okay with it. I still have the Prismari Command I can go with. So yeah, we are going to go ahead and kill this. And we will create another treasure to get up to Cyclone. I don't really want to bounce their stuff for now. Is there anything I would rather draw? We draw cards first and then discard. Yeah, okay. Kill this, draw, discard. Discard. Disruption's getting a little bit lamer. And I guess Iteration or the Snarl. We'll drop the Snarl. Snarl comes in tapped anyway. You get to learn. Give them a card. We can also get up to Opus here soon. That would be another fantastic way to go. All right, so play the mountain. We're going to bring back the Cosima. Draw some cards. I already played the land again. I keep doing that with this. I think, yeah, we Iteration. Bring something good to hand. Those are just all lands. Doesn't really matter now. So pass the turn. All right, Mascot Exhibition is will be annoying a little bit, but we have Summoner, which deals with that. This is the one downside with Cyclone Summoner, is if they have things like Binding of Gods, bouncing it back to hand so they get it again is really bad. And so you have to do it at the right moments, the right times. Gotta be super smart. Which I clearly am. Oh, I can't even take myself seriously. All right, well, we will counter that one. Yeah, Cosima is a decent clock. We'll be able to just kind of keep attacking with this for a little bit. We will decline. This time. We will attack. Maybe I should be attacking with the Bugbear. Oops. Yeah, I had enough mana that attacking with the Den of the Bugbear would have been really nice there. So, pass the turn. So, Mascot Exhibition, that's fine. Which means that we have to go with Cosima on this turn. So, Cosima back to hand. Or in exile, take action. And this is exactly what we were trying to have happen with this. So let's go ahead and use a treasure. And we will play out Cyclone Summoner. Bounce their dudes. Play out a mountain. Do I want to go for Rune of Flight now? So take action with that. Could have brought it back to the battlefield, I guess, but let's go Rune of Flight onto Hall of Storm Giants again. I don't want to put it onto this. Draw a card. I could have played the land first, played it onto that, bounced it back, and had a chance to do it again. I did kind of miss on that, but I actually want it onto one of these Hall of Storm Giants. There are times to get the value from that. I don't think this one will matter as much. So if they exile this Cyclone Summoner, we get to just attack it with Den or this Hall and be fine. I think I'll go with the... Actually, I also just have Battle, Frost, and Fire. All right, so first off, Expressive Iteration. All right, Opus the hand. Ooh, how many lands do I have now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ooh, I don't actually have to play the other Opus. All right, so one of them to the bottom of the library. Yeah, bottom library here. Play this one. I have one counter onto it. We will draw the card. Another summoner. Pyre kills Tybalt. How much mana does this need? What's the better way to go with this? This ends up using all of our mana, so I don't have any interaction. But we get to hold on to our cards, which is also a good thing to do. So kill Tybalt. Attack this one at face. Pass the turn. I don't have a counterspell anyway. The Pyre could be nice, but we can kill other things with it. They stole... That's right, they stole our own Cyclone Summoner. That is annoying. They get to bring back the Tybalt. Tybalt is really good. They have... Okay, there's the red mana. I was trying to remember where the red mana was. Took the Cyclone Summoner from hand. That's right, they did have to bring it back on the Valky side, though, so that helps a tiny bit. I think I just start going a little bit aggressive. I can go for the Magma Opus. Has Ward of 3, so they can't hit it this turn. If they want to spend all their mana to get a 7/7, then we can kill it in response. But I think for now, I don't play Cosima and I pass the turn. So down to 10. One more hit with that, and then Opus kills them. Yeah, I don't have a counterspell anyway, so we're going to go ahead and just kill this while we can. Actually, wait, no, not yet. We'll take the 2. Actually, if they pay for the stuff, then we won't be able to kill it. Ren and 7. Okay. So they make a token, which is annoying, with reach. And here's the issue, is that I can bounce it by killing the Valky, bouncing their stuff. They get another one, which is where this becomes a little bit awkward. So kill Valky. I could have killed Ren there, actually. Deadly Disputes. Killing Ren right there would have been the better play, I think. All right, we get 2 now anyway. Yeah, so 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I can kill Ren and bounce.
The forest will be overrun.
Bounce the token. Rune of Flight back to hand. We get some more card draw. Feels pretty cool. I like how well this deck draws and kind of keeps doing stuff. We do have to deal with them always having stuff though. Like that's been a little bit annoying. I mean, they just never don't have things. Cool. How much mana do I have now? That's 11. This takes 5 really to attack. So I can't Opus and do that. I could Battle Frost and Fire and go with Den of the Bugbear just to keep some threats rolling. I could also just draw cards. I want to keep a threat on board. Let's just go Magma Opus. Tap permanents, doesn't really matter. I want to draw the cards here and try to find a saw it coming. We need to actually answer something here at some point. So that's kind of what I'm hoping for. This is an okay play already. I don't want to go to their turn so that I can't throw any damage at face with this. And now we will pass. I'm still trying to figure this deck out a little bit. I have not played, I don't typically play controlling type of decks, and so I don't play these cards as often, but trying to find the value, I am really liking the Rune of Flight here so far. That has actually been feeling really good. Having a counterspell would have been really nice there. Don't have it. They make a bunch of dudes we can't actually get through as easily. Finding another summoner would be great. This Battle Frost and Fire is also not a terrible way to go. It also kills the Lolth, so maybe I just throw damage at face with this. Or hold on to it. We don't have to do anything just yet. Alright. Battle Frost and Fire, and then hit in with a creature. I'd love to not lose this guy, but that's impossible at this moment.
At least there is blood on your hands.
Yep, they get to learn. They have their summoner that they can play at any time as well. And that's where this gets a little bit sketchy. But getting in for the damage with our creature lands when we can is good. They can bring back the Planeswalker now. I think we only have enough for Den the Bugbear. Kind of want to hold on to lands for the Cosima, but Cosima is really bad with these Cyclone Summoners here. They have Lair of the Hydra they can bring out and trade off with the Den. I'm okay with that. Down to 7. We're just trying to chip away a little bit so that we can have Prismari Commands and probably just deal direct damage for lethal. They don't have a ton of life gain necessarily from what I've seen. Only the Environmental Sciences. So more Opuses would be swell. I think they're bringing back Ren and 7. Okay. That is annoying. It has reach. It's hard to deal with. That's a good draw, though. It's a very good draw at this moment. All right. Consider could be okay. Disruption. I think I just put all of them to the bottom. I'm just looking for an Opus right now. All right. So Prismari Command. Create a treasure. So kill Ren, create a treasure. I'm going to try to go for Rune of Flight to draw an extra card here. How much mana do I have now? I have... That's 7, so I have to use the treasure for it, but I have to use the treasure anyway. So it's fine. Yeah. Rune of Flight there. Draw the card. Battle Frost and Fire comes back to hand, as well as the rune that we just played, so we can kind of keep going off with this. And here we go. Found our 4th Cyclone Summoner. It might have just been our 3rd. 2 in exile. I don't think there's any in the graveyard. Yeah, so that's our 3rd. If we ever bounce these somehow, they go to... No, we won't be able to bounce them. They're giants. Blood in the Snow. Okay. Let's bring their stuff back. I mean, this is annoying. The Tibble is really what's killing us here. I feel like our deck actually performs pretty well against a lot of their other stuff. Yeah, they keep having their Blood in the Snows, whatever else going on. It's the Tibble that they just were able to exile stuff over and over again. That was really good. So Jund, honestly, been kind of terrifying here. There's an Opus. Opus is really good. How do I deal with this? I can block with this. I might just want to throw all of this damage at face. So I think what we do is we go Rune of Flight. There. Try another card. Another one of those isn't the worst. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 mana. Opus, can't really play anything else. Like I was really hoping I can like Cosima and do that. I could have done that instead of playing the Rune of Flight, just to force him to have 2 removal spells. But now I think just Opus will be good enough. Maybe I do it now before they... I just don't want them... I don't want to die here. Yeah, let's pass the turn. Opus gets a tap down as well. I kind of forgot. I'd like to be able to play this before this. I should have stopped on their upkeep before they had a chance to activate Ren and 7. So I could have thrown some damage at face. 3 lands found. Yeah, I that was a mistake. I should have Magma Opus on the upkeep. I do get a little bit of value though if they pay for creature lands. Then I get to tap those down as well. So activates there. Let's see if they also activate the Faceless Haven. So goes to combat. Opus. Here and here. Tap down here and here. They haven't gone to attacks yet, so they actually can activate Faceless Haven and swing in. Tapping out is okay thing in my opinion though, so cool. And then we get to attack him with a Storm Giant. And the 4/4, if we find another way to ping damage at face, we're gonna pretty close to. Add some mana.
We did not choose this fight.
I think we're getting there. So Ward of 3. They have quite a few lands out there. If they have removal, they can still do this. I'm hovering over it. I shouldn't be doing that, right? Everyone's always good on me. You're giving them all the information. All right, now we're good, though. We win. They just played this? If you cast it from hand. So they didn't cast it from hand, it doesn't count? Crazy. All right, well, let's fly over the top with our Rune of Flight, which won this game. Woo! Yes! That is it. Yeah, they just had action every single turn for forever. That was a little bit ridiculous. I mean, that's what their deck is built to do, of course. We did too by drawing tons of cards. They were top decking most of theirs. That's where it was getting annoying. Like, are you serious? Come on. But sweet stuff. That game felt pretty awesome. No red mana, but we do have Consider, so we're gonna keep this hand. This is pretty sweet. Disruptions can be really good in the early game as well. On the play, of course, it's a much better past the turn. Yeah, much better on the play. Well, okay then. Saw it coming. I already have kind of two. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and put the card in the graveyard as take action. Okay, sorry. I've not actually played a Consider before. I should probably. A lot of times these are my first times actually playing cards is when I'm showing it off to you guys. It's kind of sad. Do I just kill the island that they just got, or do I counter the next thing? If it's an Estus Chariot, I'd like to counter it, but if they don't get to it anyway because we kill this, I think that's still worth it. Pass the turn. I could have waited till the next turn and like countered and then do it as well, but letting them have the mana right away, not really great. We'll do the same thing this time. Play this out. They can add 1 mana of any color. This is potentially the Ren and 7 turn, so I'd rather try to counter that. All right, Disruption. Now this time I get to do both. Slow down the ramp on a rampy deck. Seems legit past the turn. Yes, and they're stuck on lands. Good stuff. All right, so we play out Cosima. Actually, it's only the beginning of the upkeep that I get to get the value here anyway, right? So we'll go ahead and play out an island first. Cosima. Pass the turn. So we will take action here. I could be pressuring, but I want to make sure that we're drawing cards. So take action, put the Voyage counter on, do not get it back. I already played a land, unfortunately, so Expressive Iteration is a little bit more awkward, but we still play it. Opus could be nice. I want Opus to hand. And I want... I already played a land. Oops. Pyre. I did that wrong. Oh well. Pass the turn. Dude, Expressive Iteration, I've not played with it enough. That was like my 4th time casting it. Oh, that's kind of sad. All right, then. Well, passed my turn. Not countering that one. All right, how close are we to this Magma Opus? We're getting pretty close. So we're just going to hold off for a little bit. I might go for Death of the Bugbear. Do I just draw cards here? I was going to say, the Cosima is so nice. We get to kind of just keep getting the value from it, drawing cards. Opponent's way behind at that point. Here I am making all the mistakes in the world. Except, you know, I got to the place where I could make mistakes and it was okay. So I won. I did it. I'm so bad. I'm sorry, guys. All right, up against East. And we'll keep this hand. This is quite swell. Lots of draw. Ways to get up to big things. Pass the turn. And we get to see what we're up against. Ooh. Oh no. Giants with Battle of Frost and Fire as our main card. And Cyclone Summoner. See, this is the worst possible matchup we can run up against is Giants right now. All right, Magma Opus, win it for us. We'll put that one into the graveyard. More lands isn't the worst. And that's not a bad one. We'll decline. Keep that on top. Draw it. So we get to play it this turn. We get to play Rune of Fire on to the Den of the Bugbear as well. Rune of Flight, excuse me. Tap lands aren't the worst, although I wouldn't mind more action. This is a lot of lands. All right, this works out okay. Counter spells, a high possibility. I don't think I'm really killing anything else here, so let's just go ahead and kill this now. Yeah, Battle Frost and Fire feeling really bad right now. But we get to draw 2 cards, then discard a card with the last one with Opus and all of our expensive stuff. So we're fine. One nice thing is that all of their stuff also kills Giants, except for our Cosima. Cosima is the only thing that's not that could be affected, I guess, here. Pyres now. All right, so we don't get to Den of the Bugbear on this next turn just yet. That's fine. All right, reveal that one. Rune of Flight onto... Let's just do the same one in case they have some sort of shenanigans going on there. I guess putting onto something else would be better in some cases, though, in case they remove this as we attack in. I already played a land, but we have plenty of lands. I'm not really looking for that. I'm just looking to draw something here. Disruption. Ugh. Kind of awkward time to have it, but sure. There we go. Pass the turn. I think I'm running 1 or 2 of these Prismari Campuses. I'm in between with these cards. I feel like the value on it is still pretty small. Only scrying 1 with it, having it come in tapped. But dual lands are nice to have. Let's bring something back. What does this do again? So, enters battlefield, search your library for an instant sorcery card with the same name as a card in your graveyard. It's pretty cool, I guess. Having disruption would have been really sweet there. Do I start attacking in with this Den of the Bugbear to start getting in some damage? I'm outpacing this guy. Holding up the disruption could be nice, but they already are close to 6 mana on the next turn. I don't think it's worth it. I think we just attack in and then try to deal with the guys later. Down to 17 past the turn. Yeah, if we had like actual strong counter spells, then yeah, for sure I'd hold it up. But now we got to get in for some value. Down to 17. Oh, giants. Who said that was going to be a thing? It's dumb. All right, Cyclone Summoner. Don't quite have the mana for that yet. Play out the pathway. Can I Bugbear and still hold this up? No, I can't. They're going to eclipse the Cosmos, which is fine. They could also have removal, like the Pyre for this. So I think we just hold off for a little bit. Pass the turn. Summoner still is a good blocker. We try to disruption something. Oh no. I didn't see those guys. Taking a lot of damage. Ooh. Comes the Cosmos, sure. Alright, I mean, Summoner into Opus is still good plays. Even if they're playing in Giants and such. Glimpses again. Ooh, man, these Quake Bringers are rough. I didn't see when those got in there. Is it from the Pyre? The Pyre gets him in. That's actually really good in this. I could try to block with that there. Nah, we want our lands now for the Summoner. Past to my turn. We have to have a blocker. Ooh, I mean, we're playing against Giants. It's a little bit awkward. They're both Giants and Wizards. Rune of Flights do come back to hand, so we get some extra draws out of them eventually. Opus on the next turn for sure. Quake Bringers, and that's game, right? I forgot about the Quake Bringers. Yep, no blocks. See, I feel like this deck is really good against everything except the Giants deck. And I hadn't seen people, like, no one's been playing Giants. But apparently I'm wrong. All right, so I only got 3 games in with this one. Actually, I had 4, but one of them I made an early mistake. I was trying to learn how to play my cards, and so I'm not counting that one. It might have been a loss anyway, but who knows? Anyway, 50% win rate with this one. On the draw 3 times. I think the deck is actually, like, it felt really solid against that Jund control deck. And I feel like this would be even better against more aggro matchups. Like, there's a lot of matchups where I feel like this deck does really well. That we didn't get to really see too much of. I would make this video longer and play lots more of those ones, but I try to keep my videos a little bit shorter in general, just so that I can, you know, keep making more of them and get them out there. And I've noticed that you guys, most people don't like watching past like 30 to 40 minutes anyway. So that's where I typically keep things. If you guys want to help to support the channel, MTG Assistant is down below. This is where I get all the stats and stuff. Link is first link usually on the top, and it's awesome. Anyway, yeah, this one was really fun. This long game was super awesome. I wish we'd been able to see a few more games. This one I just handled them, and I feel like there's a lot of decks like a lot of games like that where in the right matchups, this is just a really, really good one. We have Pyres in the early game. We have Prismari Commands, which does kill lots of stuff. Cosima blocks a lot of things, gives us lots of good card draw. I really liked Rune of Flights onto the Den of the Bugbear and the Hall of Storm Giants. That was really fun. Battle Frost and Fire will kill most things. We get up to Opuses and Cyclone Summoners with this deck as well. We were drawing into lands all the time. I had... what is it, 24 lands, and then how many disruptions? So 26 lands altogether, but with all the card draw and treasures and everything, I felt like getting up to mana was not an issue at all. I don't think that'll be an issue. I have to practice using Expressive Iteration, you know, all of these cards to get a little better. The one thing I've noticed is that having something like Cathartic Pyre, where you discard cards and draw cards, Prismari Command, discard cards and draw cards, are a little bit awkward. This is mostly removal, but our deck needs to be able to find Battle Frost and Fire and Cyclone Summoner sometimes. Those are just really important cards in certain matchups. And so that's the whole idea of those, is that we can dig through, find them whenever we need it. If we're in a pinch, we can just dig deep and try to find whatever we need to. But otherwise, they're just good removal spells. They set up for other turns. We just kind of stay in control and everything's great. Yeah, I felt like this deck actually performed pretty well. I enjoyed it. I had a blast with it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks so much, and bye-bye.